Hello, everybody. I am SS the Showstopper, and today is the 31st of May 2024. Now, today I want to talk about a topic that's very personal, that a lot of persons have been searching to find that peak, that height, that zenith, that climax of inner peace, and it has so far been an uphill battle for many persons for the mere fact that they don't know which road to take, they don't know which angle to turn to, who to talk to, and how to proceed when they're dealing with so many things around them, whether it be issues regarding financial problems, relationship problems, issues regarding family matters and stuff like that. And it has really been a difficult journey for many persons. But before I get into it, I see persons, I think it was one particular individual who sent me a message and was asking me if I'm not going to speak on the old Vybz Kartel case and stuff. And I think after that, three other persons, so it's in total of four persons, were asking me to speak on it. And I'm saying that the matter is done with. I just think it should be made redundant for me. That is, I don't see the need to go out and repeat or speak on something that makes absolutely no sense. When I came out initially and I said that, okay, I think that his attorney, prior to going to the Privy Council, to see how long ago I addressed the matter, prior to going to the Privy Council, they should have put in an argument that they're seeking for leniency, as in time served or reduced sentence, based on the fact that their client is gravely ill and there are other persons who have committed similar crime and bring the case study similar crime, or were convicted, for similar crime, and they were eligible for parole. They got parole after 10 years and stuff like that. And so your client who doing 13 years or going 13 years, they could use some sort of conscience or leniency. I thought that was the argument. Other persons came at me and said that it's going to give them the impression that he's guilty. And I'm saying that, well, it may or may not, but let's say it does. What angle are you going for? Do you want the client to come out of prison, or do you want the client to remain in prison? So that's what I was talking on. The other thing that I spoke on was, I'm not the type of person that wants a person to go to prison and rot in jail, but based on the evidence that was provided, seems as if he's guilty of the crime. And so if he's guilty, I don't think that they are looking to whether or not he was guilty or is an innocent man. They're looking at the jury tampering and how the proceedings went. That's the argument. They came at me again and say, why I don't like the artist and I don't this and I don't that. So I just said, let me leave it alone. The third time I spoke on it, I said that he should write a love letter to the DPP to apologize for, the disrespectful things that went viral. Also to the Governor General, all of that, because they sign off on these things. So we should say an apology, a letter of apology and stuff, and they will look into it and see that here lies someone who showed some sort of growth, some sort of maturity. And so we will look into the argument or the information that was provided. People are saying that no, you don't owe her anything, and she figure it's our mother. Paula Llewellyn, which is the DPP, should go it's our mother and all these kind of things. And because of that, I said, listen, there are too many dark people. There are way too many dark and stupid people who are centered around this thing, who are being, a very loud outside noise. And because of that, I just don't want to associate myself or have any form of topic addressing this particular matter, because what's understood doesn't need further explanation. If you're an intelligent person, you're going to conduct yourself as such. It's not just knowing right from wrong. It's not just knowing good from bad. It's the ability to actually make rational decision. If you're incapable of speaking as such, clearly you won't be able to conduct yourself as such. So you're incapable of making rational decision. And these were the group of people that I see that were centered around this entire situation from day one. And, it was never my business to go into, because I don't cater to that atmosphere. Anyways, stupid people is not the type of people I align myself with. And not because you know a lot of things, because you are on the bad side of the law and you had a lawyer who told you some things and then you Google things. You went through the University of Google. It doesn't mean that you're an attorney. You understand? It doesn't make you an attorney at law. You understand? Or it doesn't make you knowledgeable of the law where that is concerned, because it's not just what you know, it's what's going to hold up in court and what you can prove. You understand? And so when I look into all of that, I just realized that the argument should be done over with. I'm not beating it anymore. I just leave it at that. You understand? So for those who want to speak on it, I see other vloggers who decide to take it up. I would call them lesser vlogger with lesser views and, supporters and stuff like that. lesser views, lesser subscribers, that is, has been speaking on the topic, because I was looking, I didn't see any major vlogger really taking it up and addressing the situation. So I guess it's done and over with. They have deadened it all. So I just took the high road this time and decided that this is not my place to speak on any of this foolishness. But back on, a man has to consider whether or not he wants to be free. Sometimes there are two roads in life, and you have to choose one. The other one, there are ramifications that come with it. The other road is a road that you really should take, but it's not the road that you like. It's quite bumpy, it's quite hill and gully, it's quite rocky, a lot of potholes, a lot of sleeping police, bumpy where you don't want to go to. And I think that's the road that Vybz Kartel is trying to avoid. His attorney, our representations are trying to avoid that road, but that road is a natural and inevitable road in order for him to secure his freedom. Because saying that, oh, we won this at the Privy Council, I asked the question, what did they win? What did you guys win? Because the man is still behind bars. It matters not. And then you're going to put in for him to get bail so a neutral can... Listen, when he was first arrested, was he granted bail? In 2000 and some time ago when he was first arrested, I think it was 2011, was he given bail? No, he was not. So the argument that you're putting in, you're trying to skew already stupid people. People are deeply misguided and uninformed about the proceeding. You are putting in argument. Listen, it's just a merry-go-round situation, and let the dead bury the dead. You understand? Let sleeping dogs lie. Let it remain where it's at. Because if people want to be stupid and continue to be misled by these representatives of the client or the artist, that's their business. Moving on. When it comes to the situation of a person who is seeking to find inner peace, you have to make something like a log. You have to make a log. And one of the log that you make is all the things that are troubling you. It could be someone. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. It could be family members. It could be associates. It could be your business. It could be your money. It could be anything. You make a log as to the things that are troubling you. Now, on another page, you make what's a major struggle that you went through today. It could be getting up out of bed, because sometimes you're just lethargic and you just don't want to see today. You understand? You don't want to die, but you just don't want to see today. You understand? So you make a log of it. That was a struggle. The other day, probably it's finance. It's probably this. You have to make logs. And when you make logs, you follow the pattern to see where it's going. Follow the pattern to see where it's actually going. Now, when you follow the pattern, you realize that these are the things on a daily basis that you are struggling with. When you look at it at the end of the week, the things are repetitive. It's similar. They're repetitive. There isn't anything that's different about each of the things that you're going through. Not only that, you realize that there are so many persons who are going through the same thing. But as they say, every man believes that their burden is the heaviest. Every man believes that their situation is the most difficult and the most challenging. So when we look into that, a lot of persons are not necessarily going to cater for other persons because they're dealing with their problems at hand. Now, I'm just saying to you that when you make a log of these things, you realize all the things that are troubling you. Now, what you're going to do is make a log of all the things that makes you happy, all the things that bring you some sort of inner peace. Not the things that you haven't yet had, not the things that you haven't yet accomplished, not the things that you haven't yet achieved. You make a log of the things that are going to make you happy, or the things that are constantly bringing some sort of happiness to you. It could be a memory. You understand? It could be a memory, something past and gone. It could be something current, like you like to hear the birds. It's very simple. You go general, go to nature, things that you can't change, but it's beautiful. You understand? Go to the green grass. The fact that it's green, it's lovely, it's beautiful. Go to the fact that you can find food. You understand? You're okay. A bill was paid. The simplest of things. You go general. You don't go to, okay, wanting the person to love you, wanting this, wanting care, wanting to be acknowledged, wanting to stand out. Those are not general. Those are desires that haven't yet met. It's not going to bring you peace at the current moment. See, I'm speaking on living in the now. I'm speaking of the now. You understand? So you go general and you appreciate the finer things that are around you. Finer things, smaller things, that is. I literally mean finer things. Smaller, minute things that are around you. And you make a log of them. So each day you look at what? It could be the fact that your house is already painted. It could be the fact that you bought new curtains, as people always tell me to get. Change my background. It could be the fact that, you went to work. You arrived safely. Could be the fact that you got a call for an interview. It could be the fact that your appliances are actually working. So you make a log of those things. You have your body faculties intact, which is your 5 senses or more, because it's not necessarily 5, but that's another topic for another day. You know, you have that intact. You have your limbs in place. You have this, you have that. You may be sick. You may be gravely ill. But today, you got through today. And so you make a log of the smaller things on a daily basis. Now, when you do that and you look at the weekend, you will realize that the things that are bringing you peace are not constant, but the things that troubles you are constant. Now, if you realize that, you realize the pattern that you should work more on the things that bring you peace. There are so many more, so much more. Appreciate each of them. So what you, at the end of the week, when you find out that there are 50 or 20 things that actually bring you some sort of joy in yourself, focus on that. Focus on that. Go to that. Go to that. Because it doesn't come easy. I'll tell you something. I was on a live, and when I was on a live, they were speaking about these two characters that are on TikTok. And one was speaking about how she met the guy, and the guy used her, the guy played her, whatever you. She's not pregnant. It's not for him. The guy decided to make meme or some sort of comedy about it, and he was speaking on it, addressing the situation. And I went into the box and I said to them that, listen, at the end of the day, everybody's saying that he's a man, he should know better, he should this, he has feelings, he's a human being. Persons are saying that he was wrong for doing this and saying this about the girl because we all make mistake and women are coming in on her. That part I agree with. Everybody makes mistake. Now we're looking at the fact that you acknowledge your mistake. And I'm saying to them, you acknowledge your mistake. You're a young woman. You make your mistake. Focus on yourself, not on him. Don't try to contact him. She was all about calling the guy. She was all about getting in touch with him and hoping that he'd show some sort of remorse. At the end of the day, he didn't, according to her. According to her, this is her argument. He didn't, he was laughing, doing this, that, and the third and stuff. And I chimed in and I said, the focus should be on yourself now. You realize a mistake you made. You went with someone that is not treating you well, wasn't necessarily of good report, and you went there. Okay, a mistake was made. How are you going to solve it? You're going to solve it by focusing on yourself. What brings you peace now? What brings you happiness? Plus, you are with a child. You're with the unborn. That is not a child. You're with an unborn right now. So you have to focus more on yourself by any means. And it's okay to see a counselor. It's okay to talk to someone. Do not put your personal business on social media because strangers don't necessarily care. They don't give two F's whether you're okay or not. They just make it a 9-day talk, and tomorrow morning you're the one that's going to be in misery. You're the one that they're going to talk about. They're saying that, no, she's free to come and say what she wants to say. She's a woman, she's this, she's that. And for woman empowerment, she needs to come and say. And I said, okay, she's free. And the public is also free to have an opinion of you based on the information that you gave the public. See, the public did not solicit it. You came on the internet, you spoke your business. It went left instead of going right. You have to work with the ramification of what you choose to do. Now, everybody's saying that everybody didn't grow up with a mother, have motherly advice. And I said, moving forward, you're speaking with someone who grew up with a mother, who got motherly advice. And so we're giving you an advice. So we are moving forward. We're not looking back anymore. And they keep talking and keep making excuses. And I said, you know what you guys are doing? You guys don't want a solution. You guys want a problem for every solution. You want to make an excuse as you go along. So the behavior will continue. So each time when you guys say, oh, nobody's there for you, and people ostracize and people criticize you, this is the reason. Because when someone comes forward and is giving you an advice, you're not interested in hearing it. You're interested in the negative thoughts. You're interested in making an excuse so the behavior can be repeated and you forever see yourself as a victim. So you'll never get over any hurdle. You will never be empowered. You will never practice self-empowerment. And this is where I go. Focus on things that matters. Inner peace. Focusing on things that matters. I'm a human being. Hello, I'm not perfect. I have my struggles. I go through things at times. I do. But I have to focus on things that matters. Once I start, I become like I'm outside of the matrix where I can actually see myself. It's like I'm having an outer body experience where I can literally see myself, and this is what I had dealing with, and this is how I saw the things that was happening around me. Now that I'm outside of it, when I was inside, I'm dealing with so many things, and I'm taking things from my left pocket, putting in my right, taking from my back, putting in my front, and it's going nowhere. The issue is not relieving itself. So until I decided to focus on myself, you see how great it is that some of you are so blind, you can't see how great it is when you begin to focus on yourself. People want to make things about others. Yes, there are people out there who are giving you a hard time. That's why I say focus on yourself. You do your cleansing. Inner cleansing, outer cleansing, buy new clothes, you dress different, you look different, you just create a different aura around you and make it around you, and you see how slowly and slowly, the outside noise, the negative energy die out when you begin to focus on yourself. That's the only way. That's the only way. Did I just speak about the Vybz Kartel? And I just said in life, sometimes there are two roads. There's one that's smooth and soft. When you take that road, you're just going to have to deal with the ramification of it. There's also another road. It's bumpy, it's rugged, it's rocky and stuff like that. And you understand? And you don't like it. It has too many potholes. But that's the road that's going to get you to where you want to go in life at times. And so that's just something that they call the harsh reality. So when you look into that, it's the same thing. If you want inner peace, you see, you can't focus on what you want so much. You know why? Or who you are, or on yourself so much. You know why? Because you have never done it. It's so difficult that you don't even want to do it. You don't even want to focus on yourself. You want to make an excuse. You want to be a permanent victim. You see, it's not as easy. It sounds simple, but it's not easy to focus on yourself. If you're being hurt, if you feel like, because once you begin, that's a time the person is going to become less and less, or whoever it is that's inflicting that wound that is, or whatever it is that's causing you to have that ill. Once you start focusing on yourself, for example, a person with a grave illness, like grave sickness, like HIV or cancer, they have to focus on themselves. They have to start focusing on their health by any means necessary. So they go out and they get the things that they need, the nutritious things that they need to keep building the white blood cells and all of that good stuff. And so they take their medication, they practice this, they breathe, they go for a long walk, they do things to keep themselves going. On a brighter path, a positive path, because what? They have something to deal with, and now their self becomes the main priority. So I'm telling you that you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You have to just focus. That's the only way you're going to get inner peace. Focus on the logging of the things that will bring you some sort of joy. It could even be a memory, like I said. You have to focus on the things that bring you some sort of joy, because that's the way you're going to overcome the obstacle. And it's not a 1 week thing. It's not a daily thing. It's a lifetime thing, actually. It's actually a lifetime thing. You know why some of the most successful people in life remain successful? Because they don't take their foot off the mark. They don't. They know that where they're at, it's through investors, it's through critical thinking, it's through resources, it's through marketing, it's through being a strategist, it's through all of those. And if those are 5 boroughs that make up their success, they're not taking their foot off it because they're a billionaire, because they want to do something called maintaining it. You understand? They want to do something called maintaining it. And if that's what it takes, then that's what they are going to do. And that's the reason a lot of these persons remain successful. Okay? When a lot of them fall, I'm talking successful people who went through hard work, who went through ingenuity and all these kind of things. When a lot of them fail is when they take their foot off one of them, or 2 or something. You understand? So they took their foot off it. And when they took their foot off it, it slowly started crumbling. Investors can't save you at that time, because they are trying to hold on or to grab whatever it is that they have to salvage from the damage or the destruction that's coming ahead. So that's what I'm trying to let you guys understand, that to find inner peace, you have to make logins of the things that are troubling, the things that bring you peace, the smallest and finest of things out there. It could be even teddy bear, a small cushion, anything. It could be something simple. A refreshing drink of water when the time is extremely hot, cold beer, perhaps, something nice. It could be, a nice dress that you like, something that brings you some sort of peace, some sort of joy, your beauty. You understand? Your pulchritude. It could be something that brings you the simplest of things. Now you focus on that each day. That's all I'm saying. You know the things that are troubling already. So guess what? You have to focus on the things that makes you happy. You see, when you focus on that, then the solution comes. But focusing on all the negative things is just going to send you up your blood pressure. You're going to have mood swings. All these negative things that's going to come into play, and it will eventually affect your health. So just focus on the things, make your logs, and focus on the things that make you happy for a moment or so, and you focus on it each day. You have different logs each day, and you realize that eventually there are way more things in life that makes you happy than the things that make you sad. And once you do that, then your journey has begun. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your day, and may God bless you. Bye-bye.